What's up, everybody? Today is June 2nd, 2015. I had a fantastic trade this morning where I made nearly 15% on my OHGI position overnight. I want to talk about that in a second, but first, I'm getting so many questions about my top student, Tim Grittani, and his upcoming DVD. He just tweeted this and how you can win a free copy. So if you click this blog post, you'll see if you help him name it, you can get a free copy. His nickname is CroyRunner89 because, again, that is, I believe, the year that he was born. He's a young guy. I think he's just like 26 or something like that. It's kind of crazy how he's now made nearly $3 million, and now he is willing to share with you exactly how he's done it in every lesson. In fact, I'm going to show you, this is his first chapter. I'm going over the DVD right now just to review it, and it is staggering in just the first few minutes of what he's done. I mean, in late 2010, he had a $500 account. He didn't know exactly what he was doing, and you'll see in his DVD exactly how he got to the nearly $3 million in 4 years. That's amazing, okay? In my first 4 years, I only made $1.65 million, and you really should be appreciative of him sharing everything. He doesn't have to. Most millionaire traders don't share shit, and it's sad and it hurts the industry, and for whatever reason, they don't want to. They're selfish. They think, oh, you should only trade, you shouldn't teach. There's no such thing as a hybrid. Welcome to the future, okay? The future will be dictated by traders and investors who are willing to be transparent and show every trade. Look at this person. This guy's like, will it show me how to lose 200K in one trade? Because Tim Grittani recently lost nearly 200,000. Yes, it actually will show you how to do that because we share our losses too, and that only benefits you. So if you have a bad attitude, don't even bother, okay? Because we have enough students who have a good attitude. In fact, we're overwhelmed. And it's for you guys who actually want to learn and see step by step of what we do right and what we do wrong so that you can become millionaire traders too. This is what I want for everybody. You think I want people to just be like, oh, I'm trading, I'm making a few hundred, I'm losing a few hundred? No, that's not what I want. Other chat rooms, other newsletters, there are traders who have lost 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% of their accounts on one or two trades recently. I never want that to happen to you. And the way to prevent that is by studying. Tim Grittani's DVD is going to be freaking ridiculous. So I'm very excited. But now let me get to the topic at hand. Here is my $3,000 profit on OHGI. Yesterday, I dip bought this play. As I said, since it is now double bottom today at 315, so limited downside. Only risk is financing overnight, hence my small position. But this likes to spike in the morning, so I'm buying with the goal of selling into a morning spike tomorrow, which was today. So let me get to OHGI today just to show you, here's a 10-day chart, first of all. Actually, I'll show you 14 days because really this was the big spike that started all. You want to buy stocks that have proven that they can spike recently in the past because what I call a former runner, they tend to run again. And this was a big spike. I had held this in my long-term portfolio for months. This was very rewarding, even though, I didn't profit as much as I should have at all because I got impatient with my position, but I was on the right track when a stock can nearly triple in one day. So I'm watching it. I had the best buy alert of my life in here at 170. It was already up off of the lows because they had an SEC filing, which far too few of you are looking at. And they specifically said that they would be presenting at a conference the next day. They came out with a press release the next day, and sure enough, the stock spiked huge. I sold way too soon. I totally underestimated it, but I alerted you. And as a newsletter writer and a guru and a mentor, half my job is not about being perfect. In fact, you can see how I often sell too soon. But it's about showing you when there are good opportunities. And every single one of you saw that why I was buying this in the 170s. And a lot of my critics were shorting this. They called this a Sykes pump. And they were betting against it here in the twos. And they got demolished here as the stock nearly tripled. That's cool. That's in the past. Congrats to those of you who banked. So many of you students, bought it in the ones and the low twos and sold it in the threes, fours, fives the next day. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. But this week, it's come down because as I've been saying for the past few days, and I gave a warning to sell right here at 5:30-ish, which was actually a pretty good sell warning too. They're trying to raise capital. So when a company like this is trying to raise capital, they're probably going to raise capital at discount prices. And if they raise funding at discount prices, the stock is going to get crushed. So it's actually dropped nearly 50% off of its highs yesterday and the day before. So this is when I start thinking about dip buying it. But I don't want to just dip buy it randomly because, it's tough to catch a falling knife. You'll get bloody hands. So I wasn't tempted to dip buy it here when it dropped from 5.3 to the 4s. I wasn't tempted to dip buy it here when it dropped from the 4s to the mid 3s. But here, you have to start looking, where are the lows? The low here was 375. The low here was 375. The low here was 332. The low here was 308. The low here was 317. This is a double bottom, okay? The morning low is 308. The low here is 318. You didn't get a double bottom here. You didn't get a double bottom here. So yesterday is a trend change. And today it actually finished up a penny. So today it actually, if you look at the daily chart, you'll see a little green. Well, it opened lower, but it should be a green candle because it finished up on the day. It's a red candle because it opened higher and finished lower. But if you actually want to look at, what did it finish up on the day? It finished up on the day as opposed to in the past yesterday, even though it finished higher than where it opened, it was still down on the day. So you have to be very careful with those red and green candles. And that's why looking at these lows matter. So when you have a low here of 332 and then a low here of 308 and then a low of 320-ish, 317-ish, this is how these stocks kind of bottom. When a stock is down 50% off its highs and it's, making new lows, yes, but only by like 5 or 10 cents. And this is where it started to get interesting. Yesterday, so it tends to morning spike and it loses its entire morning spike. But in the afternoon, it bottomed here at 316, higher than the morning low of 306. It had already spiked off the lows. I didn't dip buy it here. I didn't some people are like, oh, Tim, it was just downtrending when you bought it. No, it had already spiked off of its lows from 316 to 338, and I bought it in here in the 320s on the dip off of this high, but on a bounce off of the lows. So this is very key. I specifically said this is a potential double bottom. Yes, there is a risk of financing overnight. That is the main risk. But this chart is a solid chart to buy. It went up to the 340s, 350s, but you had a beautiful morning spike all the way up to 390s today. So I didn't sell it perfectly. Actually, it was at 374. By the time I even wrote the alert, it was at 398, which kind of worked in people's favor. But I bought it in the low 3s and I sold it in the high 3s. And I would do this trade again and again. It actually broke yesterday's trend where it just morning spiked and then faded and then spiked. You got a spike, fade, and then an uptrend. We haven't seen an uptrend recently on this stock. So this stock is kind of beginning to find its bottom. I probably should be long overnight again because it's probably going to have another morning spike tomorrow. But now people start, to expect the morning spike. It might not happen. So I'm just glad that I banked going into today, with a position and knowing that this stock can spike even without news. I'm far prouder of the chat room who nailed this stock, CDTI. This is a damn beautiful morning spike. The news came out right here. They won a little trial with their technology. And the whole chat room, when I woke up this morning, was talking about this in the 215s, 220s, 230s. And I did not buy it because, frankly, I was watching OHGI, and it's tough for me to trade more than one stock at a time. But they were so dead on. And so many people banked in the low 220s, 230s, all the way up to 320, 330 in the first 20 minutes of trading. This is a beautiful morning spike. Even though it failed and it faded all day, it was actually a good short here. I know some of you guys missed the morning spike and you shorted. If you're a great trader, then you buy here and then you short here and you can profit on the way up and the way down, but that's tough. I do want to give props to some people. Here is Soligu. Oh, this was from the other day. There's too many. What was this? Was this the other day? I'm confused. Oh, CTIC also spiked. That's why. Okay, so some people were buying CTIC and then also CDTI. But this is awesome. Blummer says, you have taught us everything we know. I personally like biotech. Thank you very much. Made 2,700 today. And this was at 10:13 a.m. this morning. This is awesome. Nathan, 4 in a row for me in CDTI at 235, out at 290. So he's making, 20, 30% in what, 5 minutes of market action. He bought at pre-market. Here's Chad buying in at 230, out at 260. VNC Kale, she's a female. Females can trade too. She got in at 235, out at 310. And I just copied a few of these. This guy, Rita, was in at 261, out at 301. Leonard made 500. Great way to kick off the trading night here in Singapore. Here's Pizza Guy. I wanted to bring up this because he says, couldn't pull the trigger. Missed out big time on a 7,000 share buy. I couldn't click at 230. It's going to be a tough day for me. Tim talked about the same chart set up last week on OHGI. Big previous spikes. Need to learn to execute. It's okay not to execute. The key is that you were there, you saw it, and you almost bought. And now next time you see that kind of setup, maybe you will buy because, 7,000 shares at 230, 10 minutes later it's at 320. That's a $7,000 profit and a $14,000 investment. That could be fucking awesome. Here is K-Real, I can't even pronounce this, K-Real TRD, in at 303, out at 325, maybe sold too soon. No. If you buy a stock that's already spiked up from 230s and you're buying it already up 50%, do not worry about selling too soon. Worry about chasing it too high. So you did the right thing. Here's Leonard with a $505 profit. Jay made 110. Jansen made 370. Byron, I guess I copied this wrong. I don't know. Master Trades made 220 on OHGI, 120 at AVO. Mrs. Wall Street Wolf was in at 347, out at 387. Warner, CDTI, 380, 238 pre-market, roughly $1,000 profit in the first 20 minutes. And here is VNC Kale. She made $377. Here's my watch list for tomorrow. I'm not going to even go over them. I'll do a whole watch list for subscribers tomorrow. Here's a good question. I copy and paste some interesting stuff too. This is Umbra Abyss says, if brokers face technical difficulties resulting in a loss for the trader, are they supposed to reimburse said trader? Googled it, couldn't find it, and my broker Robinhood has not responded. Your broker Robinhood sucks. I get so many questions about Robinhood. They're this free trading app. You get what you pay for. If you really want to, try and be cheap and not pay $5 or $10 in commissions, you're going to get shitty executions. They can't help it. They're just a startup. I'm sure they'll work out the kinks in a few years. I don't know if that business will ever succeed, but I would rather overpay my broker than underpay my broker in commissions. If you lose $5 or $10 in commissions or $20 in commissions, God forbid, sometimes you lose $500, $1,000, or $5,000 on one bad execution. So I prioritize execution over commissions. Here's Black Sheep, gained 800 earlier on CDTI. The one play I have overnight is WILN. I was buying it in here in the 240s. They signed a deal with Samsung today. Normally, this is not a chart that I want to dip by, but it really does not have that much downside given the fact that I'm buying in the 240s. I'm already up a few cents after hours. Their deal with Samsung, I don't know if you read the press release, but they actually doubled or nearly doubled their revenue estimates with this one licensing deal. And so they last came out with earnings right around here on April 29th when the stock was at 240, and now it's pretty much, I bought it at the same price. And right here they said that, in the press release, they said this on April 29th, their revenue estimates for the next quarter were going to be 18 million. And now with this Samsung licensing deal, it's going to be 34 million. So you basically get the same stock at the same price. And yes, it's up today because it's recovering from this big downtrend. But you're buying it at the same price from their last corporate update, and now the company has nearly double the revenue because of this licensing deal. And more importantly, if you do one licensing deal with Samsung, then you're probably more likely to do a licensing deal with Apple and other big tech firms. So I think that this is huge, huge news. I don't think that this is going to spike like OHGI. I don't think it's necessarily going to get to 280 or 3. But I do like the odds of it spiking another 10, 15, 20 cents a share, where the downside, I'm in at what, 243, 244. The downside is that I lose, 5 cents, maybe 7 cents max. So when there's 5 or 7 cents of downside and 20 or 30 cents of upside, there's more upside than downside. That is how good traders think. And going back to Tim Grittani's DVD for a second, this is why you need this. We'll be releasing more details of this soon. I'm very proud to be able to publish this. I'm very proud of my top students who continue to share. And now Tim Grittani is going to be my first student who actually has his own DVD because, he's done so much better than me, frankly, and he's taken my strategy to the next level. But this is why you need to learn from millionaire traders. There are a lot of people out there who claim to make big money. There are a lot of people out there with DVDs, but they don't show every single trade. They don't show you exactly what they've done right and what they've done wrong. You get a sense. Okay, they're a little profitable. Trading is not about a sense. The most successful traders I know are meticulous with their entry prices and exit prices and planning before they even make the trade. So Tim Grittani's DVD, I know my DVDs, my latest DVD, How to Make Millions, is 35 hours long. And it shows you every single pattern that I've ever learned. If you think I'm doing it just to make money, you're wrong. It all goes to charity. And we've now raised nearly $550,000. Congratulations to all of you. And we share every single facet of our strategy. Tim Grittani has done nearly, I think maybe even over 4,000 trades now. And he's taken all the lessons and strategies and patterns, and he's been working on this thing for nearly a year. So please learn from these DVDs. Learn from my video lessons like this. How did I know OHGI was probably going to morning spike today? How did I know that WILN was probably going to, gap up tomorrow? I don't know if it's going to work out. I am wrong roughly a third of the time. I could be wrong this time. I could be wrong on any trade, just like Tim Grittani can be wrong in any trade, just like you can be wrong in any trade. But the key to your success, the key to becoming the next Tim Grittani, the next Tim Sykes, the next Michael Good, the next Superman, all of these are multi-millionaire traders. We all were not born with silver spoons in our mouths. We all started with a few thousand. Tim Grittani had $1,500 to his name. I started with $12,000. I don't even know what Superman started with. Michael Good isn't even human, so he brought his money from outer space. But the point is that we have all made millions and we all share our trades transparently, unprofitably. So you can see from our mistakes and learn from our successes, but now with DVDs, with video lessons, that is how you take your trading to the next level. I want you to be able to spot plays like OHGI on your own. Why did I buy it here on the dip in the 170s? Why did I buy it perfectly here in the low threes? It's not random that I keep winning on this stock. I understand the technology, I understand the risks of financing, and I understand the price action. And all of that understanding goes into my analysis and goes into my trading, and that's how I determine the proper position sizing, and that's why 3 times in a row now I've underestimated how far it'll spike. But 3 times in a row I've made several $1,000s each time. That's a good problem to have. So I will always play these stocks too safely. My guess is I'll probably play WILN too safely tomorrow too. But it's okay. I might even buy OHGI again if it shows signs of morning spiking tomorrow. But I play things safely. And over 15 years, I have learned that safety trading, cowardly trading is the best way because I have seen too many other traders, no matter if they're up 5,000, 50,000, or even 500,000 in other chat rooms, in other newsletters, and they lose 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, or even 80% of their accounts on 1 or 2 trades. And then they say, well, I lost, but I know what I did wrong. I got to get back on. If you know what you did wrong, why did you put yourself in that spot in the first place? You're not trading disciplined enough. You're giving trading a bad name with how much you're risking. Because a normal trader should never risk losing 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80%. Some people lose all of their accounts on 1 or 2 trades. The millionaire traders, Tim Grittani included, we have had big losses. We have each had 6-figure losses. Michael Good, Superman, Tim Grittani, and I have each learned from our 6-figure losses, and we've adapted. So we don't want you to have to encounter a 6-figure loss. Hopefully you can learn from everything that we teach. So trade safe, trade profitably. Congrats to so many of you guys. All of these guys that I mentioned, amazing job. I'm sorry I missed a lot of you guys, but it's kind of crazy now. The chat room has nearly 1,000 people. We are the largest chat room on the interweb for low price stocks. And, we're going to keep going that way because, frankly, these rules work. And if you follow these rules and patterns, you will win more than you lose, and you will buck the trend of this industry where 80, 90, 95% of traders lose because they are not playing by rules. They're playing by gut instincts and tips and following hot picks. And I never want you to follow any of my picks, any picks from anybody else. I want you to learn from my trading, learn from Tim Grittani's trading so that you can develop your own plan ahead of time and know the rules ahead of time so that you don't have big losses, you don't risk blowing up, and hopefully you have a very happy and healthy and profitable trading career. That's what this is all about. I want more millionaire students. I'm not bullshitting you. I'm not just saying, oh, look at my Lamborghini. I have $1 million, you don't. I'm saying, look at my fucking Lamborghini. You can have this too. I'm sorry for swearing, but this is my life's work. And an ugly, obnoxious orange Lamborghini inspires so many of you. And that's awesome because you can have your own Lamborghini, Ferrari, G, whatever it's called. I don't even know what all of these cars are called. I don't care. I get nauseous in my Lamborghini when I drive too fast. It's just fun to take pictures with. And I love inspiring my students. So whether you get inspired by good stock trades or Lamborghinis or trips or students like Tim Grittani, just please keep studying and keep learning play by play. So if you miss a play, it's okay. Where was that guy? I got to get to this one guy. Pizza Guy 585 couldn't pull the trigger. It's okay, Pizza Guy. Okay? You saw CDTI at 230. You saw it before it went to 230. Let's just review CDTI for a second. My entire chat room was in this, and you guys, and I wasn't in it. I'm very proud of that. People usually have these chat rooms and you all follow the leader. I love that you guys are becoming independent thinkers on your own. And you know from past trades and past spikes how to trade on your own. And you don't need guidance from me anymore. That's beautiful. I just want to be your training wheels. And so many, literally hundreds of students were in this here. And I was dealing with OHGI, so I totally missed this. But you guys didn't. And Pizza Guy, you saw it right here at 9:30. And, by 9:37, 9:40, it was at 3:30. So when you can make literally $7,000 in 10 minutes on a $14,000 investment, you are on the right track, Pizza Guy. Pizza Guy, what are you? Pizza Guy 585? Do not feel bad, okay? It's okay not to execute. You say you need to learn to execute. Yes, but at least, you understand what you need to do. There are many people you have to think about. They don't know what the hell to do. They don't know what chat room to be in. They don't know what stock to trade. They don't know what catalyst is moving stocks. You saw a trade. You were on the order screen where you could have made 50% on your money in 10 minutes, and you missed it. And it's okay, because you're going to miss trades again in the future. I'm going to miss trades in the future. Tim Grittani is going to miss trades in the future. We're all going to miss trades in the future. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to hold yourself to this standard. I hope you're not going out gorging yourself on pizza tonight, being like, I need a meat lover's pizza because I missed this trade. You don't need to do that. You don't need to feel bad. You should take a positive away from this experience and say, you know what? I was there looking at this stock before a 50% stock increase. Most people don't think that's possible. Wall Street doesn't think that's possible. Mainstream media thinks that penny stocks are fucking random and that this is based on luck or fraud or manipulation. And when in fact it is based on skill and predictability and patterns and historical analysis. So next time you see something like this, and trust me, there will be another stock at $2.30. There will be other stocks that spike like this again and again and again. The question is, will you be prepared? And I have a feeling, I hope that you watch this video lesson, Pizza Guy, and I hope that all of you are going to remember Pizza Guy because he has a cool screen name. It's okay to miss it. Sometimes you might even just have to buy 100 shares just to feel like a part of it, to get the hang of it. But the key is seeing these opportunities, executing, and then capitalizing. So if you see them, but you don't execute or capitalize, at least you have 1/3 of the equation down. That's more than most people have. So take a very positive experience away from this, where you could have made 50% in 10 minutes. And it's okay to miss it. I have to keep telling you that because a lot of you guys don't understand that. take a big thing away from any trade where you're on the right track, even if you didn't execute it properly. Be more concerned if you think that a stock is going to spike 50% and it does nothing. That's when you're on the wrong track because you're not looking at the right patterns or the right catalyst or whatever. You were on the right track, pizza guy, and I'm proud of you. So when I see you, I'm going to get you your very own pizza. And I hope everybody else, when they see Pizza Guy, if you want to come to my Vegas conference, we're all going to get you pizzas. And you're going to love it. And I hope you like pizzas because that's your damn screen name and we're going to reward you. Anyways, guys, I've been rambling long enough. Congrats to everybody on CDTI and OHGI. WILN is up a few cents a share. We'll see how much it can spike tomorrow. Maybe I'm wrong. It's not the end of the world if I am. I will see you in the chat room. We'll probably have more runners. So get in the chat room. Be there at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. If you're not in the chat room, if you're not subscribed, then join. Get in the chat room because we have literally the hottest chat room that I can see right now. And, every single day or every other day, there's a play lately. So you're missing out if you're not in it. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. See ya.